So a slightly different problem I'm going to solve today, or try to solve anyway. For the last little while, I've seen things like this. And I've got a laptop that is quite old, but it still works. And what do I do? Where do I go? So I've kind of been worrying about it, and then in the messages on that laptop this appears. So a little bit of ranking up the pressure. So reading through the document, it seems best that I should buy a new laptop. So I went to She Who Must Be Obeyed and said, I'm going to buy a new laptop costing nearly £1,000. And she said,
how much? No.
So that's obviously a no-go. So what else can I do? I've used Windows since it was just Windows without any numbers. Well, it was Windows 1.0 and then 3.1 and then 3.11, and I could go on, but I won't. So I really like Microsoft stuff. I always have. Microsoft Excel is my favourite product. So I'm thinking about looking elsewhere, which is a little scary. And I'm kind of worried about what Microsoft will think. So I'm just going to need to do something. So I asked She Who Must Be Obeyed whether I could buy an Apple MacBook for double the price of a laptop. And she said,
how much? No.
Thank God she said that. So, thinking of other things, I've been using Linux. I've been using it on servers. And people keep saying, well, you can use Linux for everything. So, perhaps I could use Ubuntu. That's free, doesn't cost anything. And it might work. So let's give that a go. So roll the credits and let's see what we can do. So I'm going to try and use Ubuntu. I don't think Microsoft are watching anymore. We'll just take these off. So what do I need to do? Well, I kind of think I need to work out what I use it for and will it do it. So let's have a go at that. So what do I use? What do I use on my computer? Well, I use the Edge browser. You've seen me use that. I use Chrome. I use Office 365, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, kind of things like that. I use OneDrive for storing things. I use Tabby, which is what's called an SSH client to kind of get to servers and stuff. I use Microsoft Remote Desktop, normally to get to the machine I'm talking to you now. I might watch Netflix on it. I might watch Disney Plus. And sometimes I play with Copilot, just kind of asking it questions and giving me someone to talk to. So with Linux, what can I use? Well, I did a Google and I can use Edge browser. I can use Chrome. Office is possible, but it looks very complicated and very convoluted to what's happening. And I'm not writing manuscripts on it. So I found LibreOffice, which is free, looks very much like Word, PowerPoint and Excel. It kind of does the basics and can save into the right format. OneDrive, yeah, it can do that. And it can also kind of do online things as well. Tabby SSH, now I might have chosen Tabby SSH a little while ago to be able to use it in Linux as well as Windows. Microsoft Remote Desktop Client just seems to just work. Netflix, it's just a web browser and that'll work. Disney Plus. Copilot's a bit complicated, but you can kind of run it as an add-on. So it's all going to work. So let's show you what I've done to make it work. So this is my Windows 10 desktop. Extremely well organized. Not. I'm about to plug in a USB key with it's an Ubuntu boot disk, so we'll just make sure it's happy recognize that. Yeah, that's my Ubuntu boot disk. So if I go start, shut down, restart, I can say bye bye Windows. Go, it's booting Ubuntu. So I'm just going to press enter on that. Now you can't see preparing Ubuntu on your screen. Because I've got two screens running. There we go. So let's pick English. Next. I don't have any accessibility problems. I've got a pound sign above my 3, so I know that's UK. Do I want to connect to the Wi-Fi? I'm going to say no for now to get it on. And I want to install Ubuntu. Do I want an interactive? Well, I haven't set up an automated install, so we'll do interactive. I'm going to say the default selection. I can add them later. Do I want to install third-party software? Yes. Oh, I'm going to have to go back and put it on the Wi-Fi. One more, come on. Connect to the Wi-Fi network. WSN24. Password magically typed in. Click connect. I wonder what it's doing now. What's really peculiar is if you say, this isn't the first time I've done it, I've done a try just to make sure the drivers work and kind of things like that. I didn't want to get to this far and go, it's broken. Yeah, I might have lied at the beginning, but it's still a bit risky. That's my Windows gone. Anyway, if you say, no, I don't want to connect to the Wi-Fi, once it's loaded, you can click connect to the Wi-Fi and it's back instantaneously. But you do it here, I don't know what it's doing. So let's try update the installer. I don't know how it's doing this because I said don't connect to the internet, didn't I? Right, try again with the new installer. Click next, click next, click UK, click next. to the Wi-Fi. WSN 24. Connect. Click connect. I wonder what it's doing again. The spinny thing seems to be going at different speeds. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds and I'm going to try it the other way again. Right, giving up with that. Do not connect to the internet. Next. Interactive install. Next. Default selection. Install third party. And download and install support for additional media formats. Click next. I'm just going to select advanced features. I'm going to pick used LVM, but not encryption for now. Click next. Create your account. Okay. I'm going to wipe this out because I think it creates an Ubuntu account as well. So apologies that you can't see. Okay. Click next. I'm in Europe. Review my choices. Yeah, click install. We'll see what happens. I'm going to click restart now to finish the installation. Remove. Press enter. Okay, I have to log in, which you can't see. but Ubuntu has loaded. So let's quickly go through the release notes. Click next. Do I want to enable Ubuntu Pro? Not quite yet. Do I want to share data? Yeah, Ubuntu will be free. Get started. Open App Center. Try that again. And then I'll click finish on there. Okay, so let's go through some of the apps that I want. So going down my list, Edge I wanted, didn't I? I wonder if it's in here. No, we'll have to get that somewhere else. Right, so I can get Edge from elsewhere anyway, can't I? So let's do that with Firefox. There it comes. Microsoft. Okay, we'll accept Google's terms. Edge. Download. It's now available for Linux. Let's go here. Accept and download. Thank you. Chrome. I think that's getchrome.com. I'll put all links to all these in the description afterwards. Download and install Google Chrome. Yeah, I've got it. Linux. Click install. Click download Chrome. 64-bit Ubuntu. Yeah. Click agree. Right, going back to here, and I hope LibreOffice. Install. What's my password? Okay. Still downloading there. Still downloading there. Tabby. Download. Let's pick x64 deb. Downloading now. Netflix. I've got it doing rather a lot now. Tabby's still coming. Google Chrome still coming. Microsoft is still coming. Office is still installing. Right, I'll pause recording and come back when I've installed it all. As you can see, they've kind of downloaded. So I'm going to put Edge to start off with. It's potentially unsafe. Well, I'm going to click install. Click install again, and it's just checking it's me. Okay, I'm going to let these install now. As you've seen, I've just double clicked and said make it happen. So I'm going to stop recording for a minute and come back when they're installed. As you can see, it's installed Edge. I went into show apps, and as you can see, Edge is there, Chrome is there, and Tabby is there. Accept and get started. Well, I'm going to say inspirational. And it's setting up Edge. That's kind of what's happening there. I've got multiple profiles on Edge for kind of everything I do. So I don't think I should show you how to do that, because it is a case of just following the instructions. I'm planning to do the same for Chrome, because again, I've got multiple profiles. I'll show you how I copy Tabby across. I use Tabby for SSH kind of things like that. I think what I need to do now is try logging on to Netflix and Disney Plus and kind of things like that. And what I'll do is I'll give you a report back, kind of how it's going. So I'm going to stop showing you apps, because they are a case of if you need them, you need them. If you don't, you don't. But I was going to give you a review about what works and what doesn't work. So let's go through that now. So what do I use on Linux? Starting off with the things that I knew about. So Edge browser and Chrome, they just worked. So Ronseal moment, they just worked. They pulled back my favourites, kind of stuff like that. They even brought the add-ons back. So I used Top Cashback and Grammarly. Grammarly wasn't quite as good as I thought it would be, but for websites and typing on web applications, it works fine. Top cashback is a way of making money from purchases. I'm going to leave in the link in the description. I'm not sponsored or anything here, but if you use it, we both get a good deal. And what it does is it gives you cash back on stuff you buy. It's really easy to use, and I kind of recommend it. So, not an advert, but I'd recommend you using it. LibreOffice, it works for what I wanted to do, which is just typing stuff out, really. OneDrive, I'm still using online. I've not bothered to set up sync because I really haven't had the need. Tabby, my SSH client, you can copy the config, and if I had a normal config it would be fine, but I use certificates to get security on things. If you want to know about certificates, there'll be a link up there. Certificates on Windows, I point to C:\/ somewhere. On Linux you can't do that, so it got a little bit upset, but it works kind of in theory. Microsoft Remote Desktop Client, it just worked. Netflix, just worked. Disney Plus, just worked. Copilot, it worked. I'll put a link in the description. It was a little bit of a fiddle, but again, it just works. Afterthoughts and things that I'd forgotten that I actually used. Bitwarden worked in the browser, worked when I installed it quite happily. Discord just worked just without even thinking about it. I logged in and it's worked since. Wall, I've got a few computers in here, which is a bit peculiar at times, and I've got Wall, which is Wake on LAN. I haven't found a nice GUI client. There was something on Windows I could just click on it, put the IP address in, and I could wake my missus' computer up upstairs. What I've done is I've added things to Home Assistant, which has got a Wall client, and just clicked on that. If anybody knows any good GUI Wall clients for Linux, paste them in the comments and I can use those. P3X is a OneNote alternative, and again, once I got it set up, it just worked. Which is the setup was just really logging on. Zoom I installed from the menu. It worked quite happily okay. The issue that I have was the minute I loaded it, it went, there's a new version, click here to download it. So I downloaded it, and then I had two versions, and then my usual wrong word style, I managed to delete the new version, and then when I did the old version again, so it just requires a little bit more thought than I put to it. Visual Studio Code, it's the thing that you get for Home Assistant, so I kind of just did that. ZenMap is the thing that everybody says that works. It's supposed to be a GUI interface for Nmap. Nmap I've used, but you have to type it all in, and I'm too lazy to type stuff in. ZenMap is awful. We've encountered a problem and need to close the application. It comes up loads of times, so I changed to Angry IP Scanner, which does what I want. I just want to kind of see, is it on the network, is it there? FileZilla for copying files to places, again, just worked. Things I haven't done, I haven't touched OpenVPN, I haven't touched WireGuard, and that's kind of the overview of what I did. It all worked reasonably well. No reason to go back. It does everything I want it to. It's all there. So would I recommend it? I think I would. If you've got something that a laptop that doesn't work, even a really old one, I think Ubuntu would be a really good choice. Okay, if you have learnt something on this video, please like and subscribe. In a second, I'm going to give you some videos to look at. If you don't want to watch them, that's fine by me. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one.